going to be going over in this screencast how I get around, at this point, not having to install Docker locally to manage all of my minimal viable products, all these Rails apps, and I actually have one in Sinatra too. So got the Sinatra app, Rails 4, Rails 5 apps, Rails 6 apps, and I'm on macOS High Sierra. So for the OS, I don't like to stay on the bleeding edge, and I know I'm 2 versions behind. However, I just don't really care about staying on the bleeding edge there. But let's get into this. One of the biggest helps is Postgres.app will enable you to run multiple versions of Postgres. And to do that right now, as this is being recorded, they have a download for, it'll handle 9, 10, 11, and 12. And if you already have Postgres.app actually, and you want to get these new versions, you can just download it and install it, and it'll automatically convert your stuff, your databases, seamlessly. And so there's no problem there either. I was a little concerned about that. I don't do this very often, but it did. And it was fine upgrading everything. And you can see I have 2 running. I just simply changed the port to 5433 rather than 5432, which is the default 9.6, or I have 9.6 running on. To add new versions, you just hit the plus sign after that install, and voila, you got multiple versions, of course, in your database. You got to have 5433 there, too, and it's worth mentioning, too, if you're going to have many projects with Webpacker, you got to change the ports there too. I'm sure you realize that, but that's fine as well. Like, that's another kind of problem that can come up, but you just get around it, change it to another port. I want to mention also PG Web. So to do queries and to get a nice database overview, I'm using PG Web, which is here on GitHub. Nice app, and they have a Pro one coming out too, which I'll probably buy. So it's right here, PG Web Pro coming out, but it's free right now, and it really handles all my needs. And I think one thing that's pretty cool is that I can run these on. Let me go up, make this bigger. So for that Postgres 12. I just changed the listen port, which is 8081 by default. You can see I'm passing in the port there, 4533, and bang. Oh, where is that? There it is here. So that's this stuff. And you can just do an autocomplete of all your all your databases rather. Here I have a bigger one in 9.6, but nice app. And I'm doing the same thing for. So by default for 9.6, it's connecting to 9.6. I simply just ran the PG Web command there. And that's what you get. Let me show you one more thing that I actually use. This has nothing to do with development, but let me get out of these copy modes in Tmux. Blow this one out. But so I'll have... on production servers, you can attach PG Web as well by making a tunnel. So I'm CDing to where I have server information. Specifically, I have a .m file which has the database user and database password for the production production Postgres. And I'm just making a tunnel. 544 for locally 5444. And I'm tunneling over to 5432, which again is the default on production. I'm sourcing a .m file just to get the variables into the shell, and then I launch PG Web like this, and then I list it on another port, and then I'm putting port 544 there, which is my local port, okay, and then you just go to the browser at 8086, and bang, you're able to browse your production data. That's such a nice little feature that PG Web enables. So I guess any kind of database kind of browser, database centric or web app, I should say, made for a browser could do. But anyway, and then so another thing to mention is I use Ruby install and chruby to manage the Ruby versions. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're already using something you're comfortable with. I use also RBenv in production, and I just happen to be wanting to check out Ruby install and chruby for my development Ruby switching, and it works very well too. So I think if I had to do it again, I'd probably just standardize on RBenv at this point. And then lastly, the gang at Puma Dev here. This is such a great tool. Thank you, anybody who's watching, part of that project. Puma Dev, I used to have POW, but Puma Dev is doing a great job. I'm running all my stuff, including the Sinatra app, all the Rails versions, all the different Ruby versions. My Ruby version range is like 2.4 to 2.6. All that is fine. It just being able to like, just spin up any app at any time. Like you're switching to multiple apps, whether you're doing minimal viable products, you're doing consulting. Having that in development to just at any time I can just have all these tabs open to different apps is just great. So thank you, Puma Dev gang. Okay, that's my setup for avoiding Docker, Vagrant, virtual machines, whatever. I can do it. You can do it too. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope it's very useful to you.